In today's video, I'm going to share 3 questions that you can ask yourself every single day. We've all had the saying, questions have answers. Whenever you ask yourself a question, you will always come up with an answer. So straight away, let's go into question number 1. So I want you, when you wake up in the morning, to ask yourself, how can I grow? How can I grow? See, most of us don't realize, someone said, if you're not growing, you're dying. So when it comes to growth, you have to do things every single day that lead you into the best version of yourself. You have to do things every day that challenge you, so that at the end of 7 days, at the end of 30 days, at the end of 365 days a year, you are not the same person. You've actually evolved. You've grown into the best version of yourself. So what are some of the things that you can do on a daily basis that will lead you into the best version of yourself? We all know we've got so much potential within us, but unless we actually cultivate those gifts, those talents that were born within us, we are going to stay the same. If we're not going to stay stagnant, we're going to be dying. So I want you every day to ask yourself, how can I grow? See, for me, personal growth and development is my number 1 priority. Because someone said, in life, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. So imagine if you ask yourself every single day when you wake up in the morning, how can I grow? Growth is an ongoing process. Growth never ends. If you look at all great achievers, one of the most important things I've realized is they all put growth, personal development, their number 1 priority. So imagine if you put growth, personal growth and development as your number 1 priority. What would you be in a month, 2, a year, 3, 5, 10 years? If you do, you will be able to accomplish your goals and dreams. But if you don't put it as your priority, then you're going to stay where you are. And I'm sure that's not something you'd like to see when you come to the end of your life. And you know it doesn't have to be something big. And for me, the word like growth is start by giving yourself little challenges. It doesn't have to be something big. That was question number 1. How can I grow? Really take time, think about it, ponder about it, and start asking yourself every single day. And when you forget, get back on the next day and ask yourself. The more it becomes a part of who you are, the more you're going to grow into the best version of yourself. Question number 2. What can I give? Oh my God, I love this question. See, most of us, when we are going through life, we're trying to get. How about if you ask yourself every single day when you wake up in the morning, what can I give? See, this takes off all attention off you onto someone else. And especially, and I'll repeat it again, especially if you're going through a difficult time, ask yourself, what can I give? Maybe at work, you could help that new employee. Maybe at work, you could make a coffee for that friend that's so busy on their computer. It could be anything. Maybe in the grocery store, you could let that old lady go in front of the queue, help them pack their groceries. So what can I give? See, when you think about giving, one of the lessons I've ever learned is whatever you give will always come back to you. It may not come back to you from that same person that you gave anything, but it could come back from another person. And in fact, it reminds me of a quote from Chachi, which says, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Yes, I remembered a bit there, but finally I got the quote. So I want you to really think about it. Wake up every night and ask yourself, what can I give? Giving saturates things around. Imagine if you were holding everything you had. If you didn't even spend that money in the grocery store, there would be no saturation around. So I want you to ask yourself every single day, what can I give? And remember, whatever you give will always come back to you. Yes, question number 3. Woohoo! What can I celebrate? See, most of the time we wait to achieve that big goal before we can celebrate. But imagine every single night before you went to bed, you got out your notepad or a piece of paper, or even in your mind, close your eyes and ask yourself, what can I celebrate today? See, they say where you place your attention is where you place your energy. See, if you focus on the things that you've done, then guess what? You're putting your attention on your growth. You're putting your attention on gratitude. Then you're not going to see so much of the negative things. So ask yourself, what can I celebrate? Lisa Nichols says, what gets celebrated gets repeated. Look at kids. What happens when they do something and you reward them? They want to do it more and more. So it's exactly the way your subconscious works. The more you celebrate, the more you're tempted to do something. Remember when we were kids, you did something and your parent gave you something. Maybe you got good grades and they gave you something. Maybe they promised you something if you did something well. Guess what? You're more tempted to do something more and more. So ask yourself, what can I celebrate? Don't wait for that big goal. Celebrate those little wins every day. The more you celebrate, the more your subconscious picks it up. The more your self-image grows up. Because if you don't, the subconscious says, oh, what's the point? So I want you to celebrate every single day. Before you go to bed, ask yourself, what can I celebrate? And guess what I'm going to celebrate today? I'm going to celebrate shooting this YouTube video for you. So those are the questions I wanted to share. Quickly, let's go through the recap. First question, when you wake up in the morning, instead of asking, what can I get? Ask yourself, what can I give? And remember that quote from Winston Churchill. We make a life by what we get, but we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And question number 2 is, how can I grow so that at the end of 365 days, I'm not the same person? And the last question, woohoo! How can I celebrate? Those are the questions I wanted to share with you today that will change your life. And as always, please do me a favor, comment, subscribe, and hit that subscription button, and also share these videos with anyone that you know will benefit from them. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you on next weekend's video. It's been Cam saying, come to my YouTube channel and you will be inspired. Have a fantastic day. Mwah.